Hello, I am Amy Luttrell from Region 14 State Support Team. I wear multiple hats as an SST member. I am the Family and Community Engagement Consultant, Special Education Specialist, and the Post-Secondary Transition Specialist. Joining me today to help with this Smile and Succeed course is Linda Klump. Linda is the parent mentor for the 5 Highland County school districts. She works with families of students with disabilities and with educators to create positive relationships to help all students be successful. We are both passionate about helping students with disabilities be successful after they graduate from high school. We both serve on the Regional Transition Council. This council is made up of district leaders, agencies, and parent mentors. One of our main responsibilities is coordinating the Regional Transition Expo. The Transition Expo was held in early March of this school year at Southern State Community College, the Hillsborough campus. Linda was able to purchase through her Parent Mentor Fund and some additional funds available through Region 14, the Smile and Succeed for Teens book to give to each student that attended the Transition Expo this year. We were so impressed by this book, we thought we would share the information from the author, Kurt Manecki, with you. Thank you for your interest in this topic and for completing this course with us. Here are the topics that will be covered in this course.
We have a book and teaching guide for each participant after the course has been completed. Drive-through only. No need to get out of your car. If you're not available on these dates or times, just email Amy Luttrell and we can work something out. Very important. Please make sure to let Amy know when you will be picking up your book and teaching guide.
We hope that you will pick up some valuable strategies to begin working on some important social skills and job skills that are needed now and after graduation. No matter if the student is going to work in the community or attending college, good social skills are needed. Keep in mind that post-secondary transition in Ohio begins at age 14. Working on these strategies can begin at any age. Start them early.
Many students with disabilities are very capable at getting jobs, but sometimes it becomes difficult to hold the job because individuals lack some of the social skills that are appropriate in the workplace. Think about some possible barriers that may keep students from acquiring these important social skills. An example could be students with autism may have difficulty looking someone in the eye to communicate. This is an important skill to have in the workplace.
Good people skills are key to success. Getting a job can be very challenging and frightening for students with disabilities. Having good people skills can help an individual stand out during a job interview and help them be an outstanding employee. Employers report that young people lack the people skills that are critical to be successful in the workplace. We will look at each of these skills individually.
Smiling is one of the most important people skills. It is surprising how many people fail to greet others, whether family or friend, with a smile. Smiling and greeting students is an easy way to reinforce this skill with your students every day. I like this quote from Phyllis Diller. A smile is the curve that sets everything straight.
This YouTube video is 6 minutes and 13 seconds in length. It is called Just Smile, Psychology of Happiness. I think you will enjoy what the speaker says about a genuine smile.
All right, you're not going to believe me, but this pen is about to make me happier. Are you ready? Check it out. Are you convinced? You shouldn't be, because I haven't told you what just happened. Okay, here's the deal behind what I just showed you. There is some research that shows that when your body makes the face of happiness, it actually causes you to be happier. What do I mean by that? Well, the idea is that by activating the muscles in your face that are responsible for smiling, you actually then experience the emotion that goes with that muscle activation. So the way that some researchers did it back in the 1980s was they used a simple implement like a pen or a pencil, and they had people hold this instrument in their mouths in one of two ways. Either in the way that I just showed you, like this, which activates all of the muscles in your face responsible for smiling. Go ahead and try it yourself. Pick up a pen and bite down on it like I just did. Get your teeth on the pen itself, and you'll feel your muscles that are usually used by your face when you smile, they'll be activated as well with the pen in your mouth. So half of the people in the study would have done that with the pen. The other half, just to control for, using a pen in your mouth to make sure that's not what the effect was due to, they had the pen in their mouth like this. Okay, so they were holding the pen so that their teeth weren't touching it and it was protruding like this. And that doesn't activate any of the muscles responsible for smiling. So they showed these people cartoons, drawn out cartoons, and asked them to rate how funny these cartoons were. And interestingly, what they found was that the people holding the pen in their teeth like this, in a way that activated their smiling muscles, they rated the cartoons as being funnier than the people who were holding the pen in the other way. The idea being that the cartoons didn't change, but the participants' facial muscles had changed. So what's going on here? It's that having your muscles in a smiling activation actually made the world seem like a more pleasant place compared to when those muscles weren't activated. This is all really crazy sounding, I know, but there's been other research that's replicated these effects. And importantly, it's the case that you have to have the muscles involved in real, actual smiling to be activated, and not just kind of half of those muscles. So for example, if I hold the pen in my teeth, but it still isn't raising up the cheeks like this, then there's a marginal increase in how humorous the cartoons are, according to subsequent research, but it's not the same as having the full, actual smiling muscle network activated in your face. There's a difference between real smiling and a fake smile. So if you've ever had your picture taken and you kind of just lean back like this, you're not really smiling. You're faking a smile. You're getting close to a smile, but when you look at the pictures later, you know you're not actually smiling. But there's a kind of smile called the Duchenne smile, which you can tell because it makes little crinkles here on the sides of your eyes. So you can tell the difference between a real smile and a fake smile. And it turns out that this way of holding the pen activates a Duchenne smile, which is associated with real happiness. Okay, but what am I getting at? Am I actually telling you to hold a pen in your mouth as you go about your day? No, of course not. But the real point is that by simulating happiness in yourself, you might find a real increase in positive emotions as you go about your day. So it's not, holding a pen in your mouth, but find opportunities to smile. Live your life in a way where you are pushing yourself to display that positivity. And over time, that might then lead to greater experiences of positive emotion within you. Consider another study, though, that looked at a bunch of bus drivers, and they tracked their happiness over time, twice a day for 2 weeks. And what it came down to in this study was whether these bus drivers were faking positive interactions with the commuters, or whether they were trying to genuinely push themselves to have a better experience in their job. So people say fake it till you make it, and if you're just walking around faking smiles and trying to convince yourself that, I'm trying to be happy, so let's just see what happens, that's not going to do it. It's genuinely pushing yourself to experience positivity that then increases happiness over time. So the more these bus drivers said, I made a genuine effort today to really appreciate commuters on the bus and feel positive emotion, those were the people who were actually then experiencing positive emotion and experiencing less negative emotion throughout the course of their work weeks. But the more those bus drivers said, I try to put on a happy face while I'm driving this bus around, that was actually related to more negative emotion. So to consolidate all of this stuff, the key takeaway here is if you're looking to increase positive emotions like happiness, then you should take it upon yourself to smile and mean it. Just faking it until you make it is unlikely to work, just like holding a pen like this is unlikely to work. But push yourself. In everyday interactions, find an opportunity to smile. Think about something that makes you happy and smile in a way when you genuinely mean it. And over time, you might find that this has actual boosts to your well-being and life satisfaction.
Good eye contact makes a positive impression. It conveys respect, confidence, competence, honesty, and interest. Looking someone in the eye lets them know you are listening.
Electronic devices are a big part of our life. It's important to find a healthy way to manage their use. Electronic devices should be off or silent at the dinner table, at important family functions, during face-to-face conversations, at the movie theater, and other public places, and always at work.
Good manners never go out of style. The words "thank you" cannot be overused when showing appreciation. A firm handshake says, "I'm confident, assertive, and professional." A firm handshake creates a positive first impression. Be cautious with your students. They may have barriers to shaking hands. Know your students. This is an action that may be practiced with your students. It is important to say hello, introduce yourself, say the other person's name. Only pump your arm while shaking hands 2 or 3 times for just a few seconds. Don't shake hands too long. It will become awkward. Here is a fun YouTube video that is only 3 minutes long. Your students may enjoy watching this video as well.
If you're in business, you shake a lot of hands. So what does your handshake say about you and the people you're doing business with? Find out as we count down the top 10 bad business handshakes. Here we go with number 10, the sweaty palmer. A potential deal breaker. You can't escape this nervous, sweaty grip fast enough. Yes, wipe that off. Number 9, the lobster claw. When this person shakes your hand, they pinch your hand between their thumb and fingers. It's as if they're picking up a canapé. Definitely no good if you're allergic to shellfish. At number 8, we've got the fist bump. Nothing says "I'm business savvy" like a fist bump. And exploding it? Well, that's just not suitable at all, ever. Number 7, the wrestler. He flips his hand on top of yours to assert his dominance. Rumor has it, this is the guy who put the I in team. At number 6, it's the phantom. Wow, that was quick. Let's slow it down to see what happened there. Aha. Clearly, she's got more important places to be and more important people to see. The lingerer drops in at number 5. There's shaking hands and then there's holding hands. Obviously, the lingerer has no idea which is which. Awkward. Number 4, the decliner. Decliners are fastidious folk. They won't touch a doorknob without sanitizing it, let alone shake hands. Number 3, the tickler. Everything appears normal enough, and then something feels a bit odd. It's their middle finger stroking the palm of your hand. In second place, it's the vice. Once you escape the crushing grip of the vice, you can't help but feel sorry for him. He must feel terribly inadequate to shake hands like that. And here it is, the worst of the worst. The bottom of the barrel, the handshake only a mother could love. The dead fish. If handshakes say something about you, this one has to say you're a limp-wristed pushover who's easily battered into submission. Business.gov.au has the tools and templates to help plan, start and grow your business so you don't get off to a shaky start.
Friends are people you like and trust. Encourage your students to remember the golden rule. Treat people the way you would like to be treated. Be nice, be polite, and smile. Are you noticing with each people skill we are discussing, it often mentions to smile? Smiling is so important. When the students become comfortable with making new friends, it will be easier for them to have meaningful conversations at work.
Listening builds trust, displays sincerity, and shows you care. Listening is essential for building strong relationships. The word listen contains the same letters as the word silent. That gives all of us something to think about in our daily interactions.
Enthusiasm creates a positive, lasting impression. Enthusiasm does not need to be loud or over the top.
Leave the door open for answers besides yes or no. Encourage your students to ask questions if they need clarification. Positive body language sends the right message. Be aware of what your body is saying to others. We all have habits such as crossing our arms. These habits are so hard to break. It takes practice. Take notice of the body language of your students. Possibly use mirrors to show them how they look to other people. Give them gentle reminders to use the proper body language.
These are just a few job skills that will help your students be successful in the workplace. People are impressed when someone remembers their name. Make sure to call the person Mr., Mrs., or Doctor, unless that person has indicated it is okay to call them by their first name. The author suggests these 6 P's for being prepared. Proper preparation prevents pathetically poor performance. Being prepared gives confidence. Assemble everything needed the night before to avoid last-minute forgetfulness. Some workplaces have dress codes. Be sure to talk with the student about the proper work attire. Make sure the clothes are neat and clean. Keep it professional means to stay focused on the work. Keep conversations positive and businesslike. Avoid oversharing personal information at work, and don't complain.
All of these are very important, and I'm sure you can think of some additional tips to share with your students. These are easy to practice every day. Creating a resume with your students is a wonderful post-secondary transition activity that can be listed in Section 5 of the IEP. Once the resume is created, they can be updated easily. There are many templates available. You may have one that you like to use. On page 16 of the teaching guide, it has a sample resume. Click on the link to get some resume tips from Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities. Remind the students to ask people first if they will be a reference for them. Prepare for the interview. Practice interviewing with your students. What about asking the building principal to help with a practice interview? On pages 17 and 18 of the teaching guide, there's information for conducting a mock interview.
Students need to go above and beyond having a job. They need to volunteer as well. Volunteering is fun and rewarding. Volunteering is a great way to make new friends. Volunteering looks good on a resume. Employers consider it important. A student may be volunteering with an organization, and then that could lead to a paid position. Lastly, college admission officers like to see community service hours on the application. By volunteering, the community benefits. There are multiple opportunities for students to volunteer. It could be within the school by being a peer mentor or reading with younger students. It could be at the local animal shelter. I'm sure you can brainstorm with your students a list of volunteer opportunities.
This pandemic has changed all of us. We will be doing things in a different way or as some say, we will have a new normal. You have devoted your careers to working with students with disabilities. This book that we have highlighted is another tool for your toolbox to use in helping your students become successful community members. Thank you for joining us in completing this course. We hope to see you soon to pick up your book, Smile and Succeed for Teens, and the teaching guide. Please record your answer to the question and place it in the assignment tab in Schoology.